Okay, I have been obsessed with this song since hearing it, so I want to try and explain why I think it works so well. We start with someone meeting a genie, and we're like, okay, we know how this goes. 3 wishes, how do you use them, conflict, and da-da-da. But then the genie reveals that the wishes are limitless. And as experienced consumers of narrative, you and I know that in order for a story to function, there must be some conflict, some pushback, or limiting factor. But here, so far, it seems like nothing is in the way of our protagonists, so we might wonder, why are we still going? There's this anxiety rising in us because we know something should be wrong, but we see that so far, nothing is. Until we get to the story's climactic moment. Because when Jeff says he's worrying about the people, he and the genie have profoundly different understandings of what that means. The genie assumes Jeff is bothered that the people also have needs and wants that are not being met, and so to her, the answer is obvious. You have millions of wishes, so you can grant some of these people's needs without diminishing what you have in the slightest. But to that answer, Jeff is dumbfounded. And we realize that isn't what he meant at all. He wasn't upset that the people had nothing in comparison. He was worried that the people might rise up, that one day they might even challenge his power. And so when the genie responds by saying, hey, we can make them even more powerful, this is no solution in Jeff's mind. It's a confirmation of his fears, along with the realization that the genie now represents the worst of that threat. And so to secure his place at the top, to cut off any hope of anyone ever challenging him, he decides to destroy the very thing that gave him his power. And he asks the genie to die. And now we realize that in a story conceit with, at first, no apparent villain or conflict, all of that lay hidden from the beginning inside the heart of our protagonist himself. And in the final chorus, we hear this sudden twinge of anger, of pain, as the singer echoes the prior verse, and we realize it's no longer the townspeople singing. It's now the voice of the narrator himself, almost begging us to share in the burden of his realization of how close we were to a better world, if not for the ego of one man. It was just so well done.